Hello and welcome to my second Soul Calibur III modding tutorial. For this one I'm going to assume you've already seen my first one and you're familiar with everything in it, so if you haven't seen it I'll put a link in the description. In this tutorial we're going to cover how to mod the game's Create a Cell mode. The first thing you want to do is open the root.olk file, and this time we want to go to file 6.olk, which is where all the Create a Cell data is stored. I've made a notepad file documenting almost everything that's in file 6.olk, which I'll put a link to in the description. The first thing we're going to look at are the individual body parts, which are stored in different files from 17 through to 28. This is for the male 1 body, and then there are also several other bodies corresponding not just to the two different genders of Create a Soul, but also the bodies will take different shapes sometimes if you equip certain armor or clothing parts. So 17 through to 28 is male 1, and then there are other groups corresponding to other body types, which are arranged in the same order, but obviously start with a different number. You can do this to make certain body parts invisible. So let's say for some reason we want to make our character's chest invisible. First of all, we'll extract any body part that we want. I'm just using file 21, the hands, and save this to its own folder. I already have it saved. Then, once that's done, you go to the chest, so that's file 22, and you replace it with file 21, and this will replace the chest with the hands. The hands aren't going to appear, since our character already has a pair of hands, and they'll just overlap. So all this is actually going to do is make the chest invisible. Now we'll move on to the clothing parts. We see some of these have different versions. For example, the Coast Guard band looks different if your character has the medium, hard, or styled back hairstyles. Some character parts are also made up of multiple files. For instance, the monk's hood is made up of two parts, the neck and the head. Let's say that we just want to equip the head part of the monk's hood. So what we'd want to do there is open up root.olk and go to file 97, which is the head part of the monk's hood. Extract that, and once you've done that, then you should replace any clothing part, which is only made up of one file, with the head part of the monk's hood. Now let's say that we want to equip two hairstyles at once. So we'll go to file 147, for example, which is the medium hard hairstyle, and save that. Then go to, say, the glasses, or any item which won't interfere with the hairstyle. So you go to file 260, which is the round glasses, and you'd import the medium hard hairstyle, which is file 147, over that. Some items, particularly the upper body items, will come in multiple parts, such as sleeveless shirt comes in collar, chest and waist, but then also those parts will have different versions depending on other items that you may have equipped. If you see unknown written anywhere, for example with the third version of the farmer's shirt's forearms, that just means that I'm not sure what items you have to equip to make that version appear. Just a few other things to note. For example, sometimes both male and female CASs will have parts of the same name. So in that case, if you're searching for the file that corresponds to that part, just make sure you're in the right section of the file. For example, with the pirate's bandana, make sure that you're not exporting or importing for the female pirate's bandana file when you want the male one. So after you've exported your ISO file, same as you would have in the last tutorial, go into your Create a Soul mode and you'll see our character, he has his chest missing. If we go to the pirate's bandana, it's being replaced with the head part of the monk's hood. Whereas you can see, normally it has the neck part as well. It's probably also worth noting, as you can see with the pirate's bandana, we can still see our character's hair through it. That's because the hair thinks that this is still the pirate's bandana, so the hair hasn't modified itself. This is something to keep in mind when you're swapping out especially head parts. But we can also see, if we go to the round glasses, then the medium hard hair appears instead. It automatically sets itself to the same colour as our hair part. That's another thing to bear in mind. But anyway, that concludes the tutorial. I hope this hasn't been too badly explained. If there's anything you still don't get, just say in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. But other than that, thanks very much for watching.